Hello, hello, hello. It's RocksAlot. How's everybody doing? I am right on time. That's my local accent. Um, yeah, we're going to continue with what we did the other day. This is live cuts number 101. So yeah, we're over 100. That's pretty fantastic. And we will continue just in the same manner and see how it goes. See if I need to switch something up or just keep it the way it is. Right now, I really like the way it's going. So yeah, welcome in. Hi there. And let's have a look while we'll wait for a few people to come in. Hope everybody had a great night last night. Hope everybody still got their fingers. And I still got mine. Let's do a quick show on a couple of these. Hey Austin, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing great actually. It's a little cooler. We got some rain coming in. You might hear some thunder in the back. And I better change my chat filter here. And yeah, looking forward to some football games tonight. Had a great evening last night with some friends out in the middle of the country. Let off some fireworks, ate some fantastic food, and yeah, it was a really good night. And we're just going to continue with what we were doing the other day. Let me just show sort of, if you didn't see the other day, these are some of the things we cut since cutting them outside. Oh, we need a little flash here. Here's some flash. There you go. Since cutting them outside, I got on the machine and polished them up. Sort of the best that I could. There's a reason I don't do a lot of agates and petrified woods. These things are just so hard, and they're super hard on the... Hey D10, welcome in. Terry, welcome in. You had electricity until 7, or you don't? I hope you get to keep it. It's a little hot for not having it. Hi everybody. So this was one we cut last week, Thursday, and I polished it a little bit. There is a reason I don't do agates so much on here, is they are just so hard, and these wheels are pretty expensive. Hi Ashley, how are you? Uh-oh, I hope she knows, Candy. I'm glad you made it. So, boink. So, I tried my best on these, mostly. I mean, I could have stayed out here longer. I stayed out here probably an hour and 20... Hey, Harold. An hour and 20 minutes, maybe, on these. And I still had a couple little areas that I missed. That is the giant Z or Z. Did pretty good on the rest of it. Here, there is a natural fracture, and you can kind of see it go straight across the rock, so it wasn't something I did. And no, not today. I mean, that would be some really nice red stuff, but I don't think quite that yet. Yeah, I don't think you could put that in a pipe, Abba. I know, Star. So yeah, that one was cool. Then, where are the other ones? I had the Kiss, which is actually now, it went to being the Mick Jagger stone per Patricia, and it's now turned into the Rolling Stone. Hi everybody, welcome in. All right, that's good. I think Dave's coming on live for sale too. So this one was the Rolling Stone per Harold and Patricia. It's sort of a collaboration. So you had those giant lips in there. And that one actually polished up pretty good. But yeah, this stuff takes time. And then this one, I got so lucky. I don't know how I got so lucky. Well, actually, one of the big ones flew off the polishing wheel, and then one piece of this flew off the polishing wheel. Yeah, you only get what you need. It flew over 10 feet. I thought it had only flown about 5 feet, and I was looking all over the floor and eventually gave up last night. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Glad you're here. Hope you had a great day yesterday. And then I sat down to prep up for the live today, and it was sitting literally to my left here on my workshop table. So, all right, here we go. So this one, I like this one a lot. Same thing, couple little fractures in there. Beautiful heart. And can't really see it, but it's got some really neat crystalline, clear crystal quartz in there, and it sparkles. Anything that sparkles is a good sign. So, but yeah, we'll have some more of those in the future too. And then actually, while I'm zoomed in, I'm going to clean up a couple of these today. These we also did last time, so need some cleaning up. I don't think that sand's ever going to come out, which really sucks, but it is what it is. This one was a little jellified, but we're going to take that down just a tad more and see if I can get a little bit better color. I got to take all those little sand spots out. So, oh, this is also proof I do dop from time to time. Not a lot, but from time to time. This is the one that just turned out absolutely fabulous. And it would help if it wasn't so dirty already. But that's just stunning. And I got a couple little areas to clean. Sort of want to reshape that corner just a little bit. And then I'm going to repolish it. But it's looking really nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I think that might be possibly my best stone I've ever cut. And then this one is a jelly. Bit of jelly. Blues. And we're going to try and see if I can get any more color out of that without losing the blues. But it does have that web that goes right across the middle. Excuse me. There we go. If you can see that web. It's not a crack. It's just a sort of the gray webbing going right across the middle. And I'm going to bring that down a little bit and see if we can clean that up. So, and this was stressful, Logan. That was really stressful for me. You know, I'm the small guy over here. I'm just a fun cutting, rock cutting dude. And I have a pretty keen eye for stuff, and I have a pretty keen eye for buying. But yeah, none of this is easy, and but it's fun, and I enjoy it, and I really love sharing it, and that's the important part. I enjoy sharing it. I love having you guys in the chat, and we're going to keep going through this next year. And maybe see if we have any changes that need to be done. But for right now, I'm really loving where we're at. Hey, look at those. How much fun is that? And it did. It took me a good hour and a half, maybe even closer to 2 hours just to polish these off. Yeah. I'm not blue today. I'm pretty happy today. I'm always pretty happy, even when I'm blue. And we got some great football games coming on today. We got Norway against Brazil and England against Mexico. And I've got this green. Well, we've got the Larimar. I'm going to give the Larimar a try. That's probably what we're going to start on. All that carbonization's got to come off the back here. And I'm hoping that I get through to that. You see how that's crumbling off just from... So all that's got to go, because it's just going to come off anyway. See if I just... Yeah, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to look at a piece of the green, which is gorgeous. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe a piece, I think this is Australian. Actually, I'm almost 100% sure this is Australian. Yeah, the green's nice. So everybody be wary. I know if you can end up with a lot of green really quick. So don't, unless you have a good market for it, be careful overloading with green, because you got green varisite, gaspiite, turquoise, and even regular turquoise can turn green once it's been out in the open for a while and in use in jewelry. So yeah, it does. This was a little different, actually. This was a cheap chunk that came off of eBay like 4 or 5 years ago. It's actually like 5, I think. And I gotta look in my invoices if I can find it to see if it was sold to me as varisite or turquoise. I think they said turquoise. But you see how there's like a lump there, a lump there, lumps over here, a lump there. And I'm just wondering if it actually was a composite of some kind. I don't know. But we'll cut some of that. So let's start with this one. So here's another piece of green. Gorgeous. Beautiful varisite, actually. And I got to chop that one on the saw. It's a little pitty over this side. And I mean, it seems like a shame to like cut it like this to get a stone. But to get the healthy stone out of there, that's might be what I have to do. Something like that. And then I'll play with that a little bit. Thank you for the little ruby there, North Star. Oh. Star, welcome in. I saw the seagull on your roof, on your car roof, and your sunroof. And it looked like it deposited a friend as well. So we'll get to these in a minute. We're going to try the Larimar first. And then, like I said, there's some football games going on today. I'm really hoping for England to do well. I'm a little apprehensive, not because of the team or because of Mexico, but actually because they're playing in Azteca Stadium, which is in Mexico, but it's also in Mexico City, and it is, I think, 3,000 meters high, something like that, which is extremely high, and the altitude is hard to get used to. Excuse me, there we go. Let's get you over here, and over here. Boink. Yeah, the black pot candy is, or Ashley, I'm not sure which one he's talking, is chert. So it's chert. It does take a polish, not as much as the I have obsidian, but I don't have any out here. And actually, I'm waiting on a certain type sixer of, what's it called? Newlite. It's Nuulite. Look it up. It was a new material to me. Maybe other people have heard of it. It is from Nuuk in Greenland, and it's sort of a mix between a labradorite and a colored obsidian. And we have a friend up there who's in a kayaking competition. And yeah, Harold, it's hard with it's hard amongst my friends too. So yeah, look up New Light. It's actually something new. I'm hoping we're going to be able to get some pieces coming from Greenland unless they stop them at customs, but you never know. No tornado siren here, Lisa. Not yet, anyway. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope you're okay. Let's try this Larimar. So Larimar, similar to the Naturalite. This is actually a pectolite. All that white area almost looks fibrous. Very hard stuff. But it also likes to splinter along that as well. So I have to let the wheels do the work and not do it from pressure. And if it starts taking too long, I'll just stop. We'll move on to another stone. Yeah. Yeah, I got my English jersey too. So I got my English jersey. I'm hoping they win. I think they're going to have a little bit of a problem. That's correct. I mean, you can get kind of the only source is Dominican Republic because, I bought mine here. But yeah, it's the only place that it's in the ground. And let's get going because otherwise I'll keep chatting and chatting. We have bubbles, which is good. Need a little bit of extra water in there, though. Oops. Move all my stones. This is going to be semi-loud. I don't know if it's going to be screeching loud, I forget. It might be screeching loud. Let's see. Larimar is pretty hard. Here we go. Let's get the other one over here too. Let's do the extra water. Make sure I'm protected here. Alright. Just going to go around the outside. Bring in that rounded edge. All the way around the stone. So here we go. They're pretty loud. And once I go around the edge, just bring that girdle in, and then we'll take that top off there. See if I can get this color on the top is what I'm hoping for. Otherwise I'll have to turn the stone over and see if I can make this the top. Going with a mask, excuse me. Anyway, welcome in everybody. I'm really glad you're here. And I hope you had a great day yesterday. I had a fabulous day last night. Food and fireworks and friends. It was really good. Alright, I want to make sure that my water's going on the wheel here. There you go. Definitely a screecher. There you go. So this is coming off anyway. So this is actually, believe it or not, this is actually a carbonized bark. A lot of this was a palmwood pseudomorph that filled in with the copper minerals, and that happened after. stuff is so hard. Like I said, we might just start the beginnings on this just to see if I can get down to it, and then we might call it. X-Much, how are you? Yep, some gorgeous, gorgeous ones as well. I'm just doing a semi-shape. I don't know if it's going to hold. I don't know if the stone's going to hold together. I'd love to see a little bit of copper pop up in here. That would be fantastic. I appreciate all those thumbs up. Thank you. Blue, amber. Yeah, so I was lucky enough. I got this from a gentleman's estate. His name was Dr. Woodruff. So Woodruff. He actually was an entomologist at the University of Florida. But because he was an entomologist, he did his entomology over in the islands and the Dominican Republic. So he's published quite a lot of works on the entomology side, but then while he was in the Dominican Republic in the 70s and the 80s, he met a gentleman, I think his name was Senor Ortiz, and Senor Ortiz was, I think it's Ortiz, I'm not guaranteeing that, but I think it was Ortiz, and Ortiz and his family were the first ones given permission by the Dominican Republic government to export Larimar. I mean, Larimar had come in about 1915, I think, but officially in the 70s and 80s it was Senor Ortiz. And then, so that got Dr. Woodruff completely hooked, and then he became a lapidarist and a jeweler and a retail seller. And so I was fortunate enough to be invited to go to the estate sale before the opening days of the estate sale, and I saw the collection. You guys wouldn't believe the collection that he had. I can't even explain it. It was so large. It might as well have been a museum. It should have been a museum. And I bought way too much, and I still have a lot of it, most of it, all of it. And after the second weekend, I went to the vendor who was running the estate sale and asked if I could work. And she kind of asked me to work as well. So we kind of came to an agreement that I would work for 3 weekends and help out with the selling of a lot of the stones and material, and I did it basically in exchange for material myself. And what I didn't know at the time was I got a fantastic education on materials and stones that Dr. Woodruff had. So actually, Dr. Woodruff did an article in the Lapidary magazine on Larimar. I probably should have brought all that out to show you guys, but that was not good. Alright, we're going to try and take the top off. I don't know if we're going to So some of the black speckles, sometimes there's copper in them, and it's pretty rare to actually see the copper in the Larimar itself, kind of like pyrite in turquoise, or copper in turquoise. So I don't know. We'll see if we get lucky. It'll shine if it does, if it's in there. Alright, now I gotta put a lot of pressure on. Not a lot of pressure, I just it's gonna take a while. Yeah, Star, it's pretty amazing. And then on top of that, the people that I got to network with who I'd never met around, my local town, were all there because they were all retail sellers and had the stores and rock shops. They came from all over the country to this sale. I met a lot of curators from museum that wanted everything for free. Hi there. Thank you for saying hi. Arslan, welcome in. I can't get that first name, I apologize. The other thing I found, the other thing I learned was two-finger bob. So there were hundreds of thousands of cabochons in this sale. I think it may even have gone over 1 million, I don't know. But they were all loose in boxes everywhere. And so I found a lot of people with suddenly their hands would start working like this. And I could notice them cupping things in their hands, and I'd pull them out. But yeah, we had quite a few visitors like that. Some of the nicest people, old ladies, all kinds of people. If it's going to end up, so I'd like to get this color on the top. If I can't get that copper like that color, I might end up flipping it. Yeah, it was funny stuff. Then we had to stop having people bring their bags in, and so there ended up being no bags allowed in, and then people would complain because they couldn't keep their phone in their purse. And all kinds of stuff. Larimar. I was going to tell you about Larimar. There are other pectolites in the world, so it's a pectolite, just not blue ones. Like New York have pectolites. So having worked on this material now, I have so much praise for the people that actually do work on it. I mean, I'm sure they probably have better machines than I do. There we go. What color we got going there? Not quite. Ooh, I feel the breeze. I'm gonna see if I can just scrape this top off here. starting to change. You can kind of see these little pockets. It's going to screech for a second, please excuse me. Slowly coming down. It's almost like it's almost translucent on the top there. Pretty neat looking, actually. I want to get just underneath that. Ooh, it might come out. Some of it's going to come out. Yeah, and what I didn't know, one of mine, so, and I have some, like, museum specimens, a couple of them inside the house. Actually, I think they're at the museum. But they actually, I didn't know this, a lot of Larimar is actually pseudomorphic. So, yes, the fluids got carried down by the volcanoes. Hi, Freckle Cat. And filled in. It was actually palm. So palm root, palm trunks, just palm leaves. And I have a beautiful piece that just shows the bark on the outside, and the inside pith was filled with the copper minerals. But I didn't know that. Thank you. I don't know, it's getting a little thin. I'm going to have one more good go at this. Let's see. How are you? They also thought that possibly, not only from the volcano, but from the asteroid that hit, or the meteor that hit in the Gulf of Mexico, is actually what carbonized the outside. Bring it in a little, get a little bit more height. It's so close. I gotta be careful, so I have to be careful when Larimar's been sitting around for a long time in buckets and stuff and transported, and goes from the heat of the truck to the heat of that side. It will dry out. So then when it gets reconstituted with water again, it can become fragile. So the harder I start pressing, the more likely it's going to snap. might change my ideas here as well. So I don't know if I'm going to get through that. You see how it's high on one side and not the other? So I could cut it out. Could get 2 stones. I could try just doing the back. So I could just cab this side out and polish up both sides. I mean, this is the better looking material. Yeah, I'm trying how. Like I said at the beginning, this one's very, very hard. Between that and the agates that I've done the last few days, it has a lot of wear on the machine. Because it also puts pressure on the arbor, especially when this wheel is on the outside. We've been on for a while, so I might just leave it like this for right now. And I'd really like to get through that though. It's getting there slowly. Ooh, that's screeching. Yeah, and it's still got one little divot right in here. Ooh, the little circles popping out. I probably should be wearing ear gear. Hey Bouncer, how are you? I keep having to bring this in to give it a little more height. I think we're going to leave it right here for right now. I'm going to bring it over to the soft wheel just to see if the soft wheel brings anything off the top without taking too much of the height away. It's really pretty under there. Let's do that. Let's just go over to the soft wheel. So I don't normally skip the wheel in the middle. Just keep your eye out. North Star, who's been in the chat, she's been sending me stuff on Facebook. So if you go to the marketplace, you should be able to find a second-hand one. I've been fortunate, both mine were used. I think my next one might be new. I might invest in a new one. It's going to be until Christmas or maybe even this time next year. So I'm hoping this little baby here holds together till then. Awesome one over mine. That's great. Thanks for popping in. I'll check out the stuff that you cut a little after I get off of the live today. So the shape on this is wrong. Well, the dome on it is wrong. I'm just seeing if that, yeah. So you leave that. I could get a little bit more of that off. It's really nice because it's really small. See how the little sections are really tiny? Or do we go this way? Hey Joanna, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Excuse me. I bet she's always been a gem. But yeah, I'm also looking for a saw. I think I know the one I want to get. I'm just keeping my eye out for it. Okay, so I'm sticking out a little bit over here. Always been that way. Stick that down a little. Always had a little bit sticking out. Sorry, I went off camera real quick. Still needs to come in a tiny bit. Hey Mike, have you ever worked with it, Mike? This is some hard stuff to work with. I'm sure it would, maybe if I had a different setup, it might be easier. I just don't like to push too hard on my wheels. This is a hard material. A different type of hard to like an agate or a petrified wood. I think it's the little sections. So the outside of the sections give it a fortification, almost like you're building a bridge. Hi Deborah, I do too. I'll bring out some of my pieces. So when I was doing the estate sale, I got pretty keen-eyed on the better pieces, and I got a lot of the cabs. So there's some cabs that come with the black inclusions in it, or even the darker green. But there was a couple of bags, maybe a couple of bags of copper included, and you can see the copper, the redness in the copper in the stone. And because it was so different from all the rest, I picked that up. So I have probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 cabs of that to shipping. Where did that chip from? Right from the edge, right there. Boink. Hopefully it's on the sticky outside. It is. So let's get back a wheel. I'm just going to clean it up real quick, and then we're going to move on. Clean that edge up now. And that's probably from, well it is, it's from me pressing too hard before. And not letting the diamonds on the wheel do the work that it should be doing. That's called being impatient. Yeah, I mean, it's, well, no, I have never had, there is one, but I have never had a white turquoise. There is white buffalo, which at first was being marketed as a white turquoise, but it's not actually a turquoise. But it's very similar. I don't know if I got a piece here or not. I think usually I have things right in reach when somebody asks me a question. I usually have it right there, but I don't see it today. I don't see it today, sorry. There is a white turquoise. I've never had any. I'm just bringing in that bottom edge so it doesn't chip out again. And then, you know, there's howlite that looks like turquoise but isn't a turquoise or isn't a phosphate. Sorry, I'm concentrating for a second. Just so I get the little nicks out of the bottom edge here. There's a little bit of a nick right there. And that's the stuff with Larimar. You get almost done to perfect and a little chip pops out. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to say, going from top to bottom, probably about a 6. Maybe even harder. Like it cuts harder than it actually is because of the formation of a pectorite. So you see all these sort of straight, what do they call it? Asteria. That's what it is. They have like these asteria formations, and they're like fibrous formations. It might be harder, I don't even know. It certainly cuts harder, but then, you know, I don't know which was harder, probably the agate. What a great contrast right there, huh? Look at that. I'll take a picture of that. Alright, I think we're going to move on anyway. Thank you all. What are we going to do next? Let's go super soft. Or do we go green? Do we do the green? Let's try the green. Let's see how it goes. So we haven't cut this before. We did do this on the saw last week on Thursday. Wow, Deborah. And it's not a white buffalo. So white buffalo, I don't know if it's a phosphate or not. If you look up white buffalo, it's very similar to a turquoise. Alright, I don't know on this one. Well, then you should call it turquoise. That's what I should say. We're going to see how this goes. Got a couple little pitty areas. I'm just going to take the edges off. Don't know how hard it is. Let's do it before. Move it before. Perfect. And then let's see how I can mess this up. Oh, Morocco. They won their football game too. Congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Yasmin, you doing okay? So I believe it was sold as turquoise. It was on eBay like 5 years ago, but it may actually be a Verisite. Here we go. Yeah, I'm hoping England do as well as Morocco did. I'm putting my mask on for this because this is stabilized. And I can smell it. And after this one, we'll do the opal. So my only concern on this one is that depth right there. I'm almost wondering if I should cut that, but we'll try it first. How's everybody doing today? I hope you had a great 4th of July yesterday. We did friends, family, and fireworks. So it was good. And I'm cutting rocks today, so it's a great weekend. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I've never cut it. We don't know. It might break apart, like where the black is there. We'll see. It's a chunk. I mean, it's a chunk. Need some water. I don't know if you can see that dust coming up. So let's do some extra water. There you go. Keep myself safe. And actually with this one, I might actually leave some of the undulations in there. Sorry for the noise, but it's part of the business. Right. If you see me, I'm just below the middle of this wheel, and what it does is it puts a slight angle on it this way, actually, so it can be set. And appreciate anybody that's watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe. I go live on Sundays at 2 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time. And you don't have to be in the chat unless you want to say hi. We love people that say hi and just watch. So I'm not going for any particular shape. That's like a giant marquee, but I don't know. I'd have to get rid of all that on the edge there. I don't think I'm doing that. We're just going to let the stone do what it's going to do. Now that I've almost got a girdle going on it, I've got a girdle going on it. We're going to tie the top. Hi Riley, welcome in. Minty, how are you? Esther, welcome in. Zahir, how are you doing? I don't know if it was... Anyway, we're going to start taking this top off here. I may end up having to leave that raw, natural. Riley, I'm taking an ugly rock, which actually isn't that bad, and just trying to make a nice cabochon out of it, so that it can be turned into a piece of wearable jewelry. So I might actually end up turning this one to that side. We'll see. Let's see what happens when I take this off. A lot of work to be done on this. So please don't mind me if I go quiet for a little bit while I concentrate on this. Hey, Antonio. I don't know if you saw in the chat there, Freckle Cat has been building a camper caravan for all the rock hounding sub cubs. So the little pooches she's been making of everybody. And now we're going to start adding up on a map an atlas of people say where they're from in the chat. You don't have to be specific about where you're from, but a country or a state would be great. Deborah, tell my boss that. And I don't mean Freckle Cat. Hello. So when I did these yesterday, when I was doing these agates, maybe that's why they didn't come out perfect. But while I was doing the agates, I started doing like 2 at a time, turning them. So I was practicing turning them outward, inward, and then the same way. Anyway, so I do practice stuff just to get my hands used to making certain moves. Because when I first started this, my fingers did not want to do all the maneuvers that you need to do. And there's still a few I need to practice on, like rolling a stone across the top of your finger, like Justin does. Wow, 102 thumbs up, fantastic. Thank you so much. What a great weekend. What a great weekend. Sorry I sound a little muffled, just trying to keep my life a little longer. This is stabilized, so it has epoxy in it. So that's about my low spot right here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one out. And I'm wondering... Alright, I'm going to come to chat for this. So, let's dry it off. I have a decision to make. And just put that in for a second. So, I could make this the top. And I could make that the back. I haven't started to come down on this back. Well, I did a little bit. Well, I guess I did. So I could keep this as the back. Do I keep that as the back and just dome over this side instead? So how about A for keeping the back and B for just taking that whole back off, or front off, whichever it's going to be. So yeah, A to keep it and B to make it disappear. Texas in the house. I don't know why I can't do polls today on here. The B, everybody wants to take it off, huh? I got 2 A's. I'd keep it, keep it, keep it. Alright, so if we keep it, that means I'm going to dome this way. And we're going to dome around here. And we're going to keep that semi-shiny on the back. Ah, good thinking, Deborah. But then at the same time, well... we can always flatten it after. So I'm going to go around to the 45 and and polish up this side. That's what we're going to do. So I have to make sure I don't get fooled by my own sort of optical illusion. You see how it's thinner up there and a bit thicker down there. But really I have to concentrate on this top line and the line that I'm going to put into it. That needs to be about 4 millimeters down, 3 millimeters down. And that has to be straight as well. So let's see if I can do this. I could draw it, couldn't I? How do we do that? Why don't we do this instead? Let me do one. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Hopefully this works. It'll at least give me where I don't want to go too low on. Alright, look at me being a professional. I'll show you in a second. So I just took the Sharpie, put it on top of the machine, put the flat side down of the stone, and then turned, see my Sharpie? So I need to go above that line right there. That might be a little low. Might be a little low. Let's bring that up a little bit. What are we going to put it on? That might work. Well, that'll work for right now. Let's try it. Here we go. Start fiddling around. There we go. I don't have to bring it down to that line, but I can use that line as a guide. Just a little bit lower on here. First pass, let's have a look. Hi everybody, welcome in. Let's have a peek. Stick around for a little bit, you might see something you haven't seen before or something you like. So I got the 45 going. My line's up there, which is fine. It's in the safety zone. A little wonky right there. A little wonky right there. Too low right there. So, but now I know what I'm working with. So. I'm going to go on the second pass around the stone. Yeah, welcome in everybody. If you're new to the channel, I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. And if you'd hit the like and the subscribe, that'd be wonderful. We are going places, which, by the way, we need to click Stephen wherever he is. I hope he's hanging out with his family. Hey, Nelly. Charles, how you doing? So, there you go. You got that angle going around. That's the second pass. It worked. So do I go full on marquee on it? What do you think? Do I need to bring that in? Or do we keep it? I could go full marquee. Whew, that's hard. I'm going. Alright. Call me crazy if you want. This is going to make it more difficult, but... Ooh, that made things different. So, I just made it really difficult on myself. But, you kind of see I did that. It's still a little fat over here. But I still got my 45 that I got to redo over here. And look at the height on that. So, I got to join that line up with that line there. Haha. Isn't that crazy? Alright, let's see if I can do it. Hopefully, right out there. And again, I got to be careful of my optical illusion. It was a little risky, but what do you think? Are we better on the shape? I think Freckle Cat is probably behind a little bit. She might have to go out and come back in. All right. And now, now that I got the shape I want, yeah, I'm with it too, Deborah. I like that better. That was hard to do, you know. I made some material just disappear. Now I can concentrate on the dome, or it's going to be a flat dome, but it'll be a dome. That's nice. When I'm doing points, I don't really go to the end at first, because that material disappears. Very easy to make it disappear. And I have to recenter my top here. See how it's over to the left? And I need to get it over here. That's better. Right, now, from the 45, I'm now going to do like a 30 across this edge. That pointy edge right there. Let's actually get a picture before I completely ruin it. I think. And yeah, let's forget to do it on this one. We're just rolling over that top at about a 35 on the 40. 30, I mean, on a 40. Same the other side. Wow, didn't Paraguay do amazing in the tournament? And they almost beat France or equaled France. If they hadn't been giving away that penalty, I think they would have won. So Paraguay did fantastic. All right, now I need to move over. Whew. Well, you can have a virus. I have a mask on, not because of a virus. Keep me alive. I think they do. But at the same time, Deborah, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, what I love about this is it's not perfect. And thank you, North Star. Still a little chubby on one side, but I'm a very I don't mind a few imperfections here and there. Like, I'm not planning on selling this in some high jewelry store, which actually I think I do better than most of the stores anyway. But really for me it's the enjoyment of cutting the shape, and then sort of it's like a collaboration between me and Mother Nature, and then I get you guys in the chat to help too. We can still do it. You see, if you have that in a pendant star, you could tell all your family, like, you're having a good day on this side and you're having a bit of a rough day on that side. That's actually not going to do that much on this wheel. The thing about the metal wheels and trying to cut a surface is they will leave facets, whereas the soft wheels don't leave the facets quite as much. Right now I'm just sort of trying to blend it in a little. And actually I think I'm going to do something crazy, because we like crazy. So here we go. What are you doing? Not going too crazy with it. It stopped working, so. It's just so I can keep an idea of where I've cut and where I haven't. Round that off to that corner. Round it off to this corner. Oh, that's a different move. Alright, so this is a really easy move for me to do. When I try to do the same thing on this side, it's a little less natural for me. Just turn it. So that's something I gotta practice. You see how I'm just slowly bringing it in? Turning it. I'm trying to do the same thing the other side. Maybe I can get this off for a little bit. So I was also, hey wet cat. I get it. There was a gentleman that was cutting boulder opal. When you're on these metal wheels, when you're going around, you want the width of the cut on the wheel to be even on every stroke as you're coming around. And that's to keep your dome symmetrical. So what I just did there was I'm moving this tip over just a tiny bit, so that I get a straight line, basically a straight line through there, and a straight line across. Nice. Let's go under the next wheel. Yep, I'm with you. It's North Star. It's still prepping the hunt. See, and what I was trying to say earlier is I have to keep this line in the middle there, even with the top, with the lid, not with that bottom on the bottom, because the bottom is different all the way around. So I got to keep that line the same as that line, and in fact, I got to come down a little bit on this side. Even though it doesn't look like that. Lines can be very deceiving. It's off a little bit. I gotta go back a second. Sorry, I had to fix something. Sorry, I went back. I had to fix a line that was just off. And now it's better. I just had to bring that side in a tiny bit. Symmetry, it'll drive you crazy. So you bring one side in, then you bring the other side in, and kind of like I'm doing right now. There we go, there it is. That's the line I want right there. Same again. Alright. Sorry about that. Now we can start doing the pull out a little bit. So actually this is a great example of it. So when I bought this machine and we went to visit the gentleman, so I had bought quite a bit of stuff off of him off of eBay. Opal, super kind gentleman. I did really, really well. He had fantastic prices. I don't know why nobody else was bidding on them at the time, but they weren't. And I bought up a lot of what he was selling. And eventually I bought my first Diamond Pacific Genie from him, and Freckle Cat and I went on a little adventure to meet him and his wife. And so he had his whole setup in his garage, and when we walked in, he asked me if I was government or not, and I guess he'd already looked me up a little bit, but I wasn't government. And then in the back of his garage, hanging out for his, how do we do the letter? The three-letter government agency that begins with a C and ends with an A. And that's where he had worked his whole career. But he had a piece, and if a lot of you probably know or have watched the Colonel from Pulitzer Opal. He was not Pulitzer Opal, but he had an opal that was cut by Pulitzer Opal, and it was a marquee cut, this big. It was one of the most gorgeous opals I've ever seen in person. I mean, it was literally this big, and that's 3 inches right there. And it had actually been sent from Australia to the Colonel, who was Pulitzer Opal. He cut it, sent it back to Australia to the person that he cut it for, and then the person that I bought this machine off of purchased it back to the United States. So that opal has traveled a lot, and I assume he still has it, or his family still has it. I'm just rolling over the edge, turning the stone slowly. This one took a while. We're going to work on opal after this one. And I'm going to have to be really patient on the opal, because I'll make it disappear having worked on these stones. There we go. That's what I was afraid of. This is the lucky number 8 marquee cut. I don't know why it has an 8 in the middle, but it's got an 8 in the middle. That is not the price, unless you add the 11811 to it as well. Yeah, I think we've all had some sort of attraction to stones and rocks, and I don't know if it's the energy that they give off or just because they're so beautiful sometimes. I love them because they're so different and individual. So, you know, even these agates, so even though they're the same, they're so different at the same time. Kind of think about ourselves like that a little bit too. We're all the same, but we're actually different too. And there's nothing wrong with the differences that we have. It's what makes us unique. So, yeah. Very happy with this cut. This material, I'm really happy with this material. I might have to go back and look to see if I can find some more. But yeah, very happy with the cut. We can always change that on the back. It's actually very smooth. That's neat, Deborah. We have a pretty good university here. I don't have enough time to go do the things and use the facilities that we have around here, because we have some of the best facilities around here as far as geology and fossils in the country. Yeah, it's nice stuff. All right, let's get a final picture of that one too. Sorry. Yep, and a number 8. See? Pretty stone. What is next? Alright, let me get a quick sip of coffee here. Hey Logan. Yeah. Let's take the mask off because I'm not going to be dealing with anything crazy. And what did I do with them? What did I do with them? Oh, there. Alright, mini panic attack. So this one is about the best outcome I've ever come up with. And I'm going to do a little bit on this one, probably another time. And we're going to work on, oops. So yeah, this might be one of my best stones I've ever cut. Yeah, it looks better with the other light. Okie dokie. So, I need to clean this one up. It's a little bit jelly-like. Yeah, it's a little bit jelly-like if you look from the side here. Let me show you with my flashlight. This is on. I don't know what I did with the flashlight. So, hey, let me see how this cuts real quick. This might be too much on this wheel. Yeah, it's gonna be too quick. I mean, I can do it, but I gotta be very touchy. I can make that disappear really, really quick. So let's go over to the other side here, I think. The water's cleaner too. Alright, little ride. Everybody see okay? I can't. Let's have a look. Yeah. Let's get in here. Put the light underneath. There you go. I would. So, Deborah, if you contact me at the email that's pinned at the bottom there, I will get with you. Just put your name and if it's different from your YouTube name. And maybe take a screenshot. If your phone's ready and take a screenshot, you can always reach out to me. And I've still got 3 wheels to go on it and the ZAM to go on it. And it would be with the back as is. Let's just mix the water. There we go. Alright. See this one? This says that one web of potch going right through the middle. Right. Opal's so funny. Right. See the web? Little squiggly wiggly. It's a shame, but it happens. So I still need to finish the stone up either way. I need to get on top of this somehow. And it's got some gorgeous color in it from certain angles. Like this angle is really fantastic. Alright. This is going to be a fat oval, I think. Start taking that off the corner there. I'm on the 600. I don't know if it's enough. I think it is. I just don't want to go through this opal too quick. Yeah, so it's coming down. This is on a 600 grit. The wheel is a well-worn 600 grit. So I've sort of brought down that sharp edge, and now I'm going to start rolling it over the top. And hopefully it'll make the color disappear. So actually the cooler this one is, I think the deeper the color will stay. Just because it only has a little bit of sort of gray in the back of the stone. Not like a full black opal. Oh, okay. You ready now? I'll show it to you again. Here it comes. And 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3. I'm done. Right. Let me gotta concentrate on this one, Deborah. You're welcome. Thank you for the compliment. Just slowly bringing it to the middle here. We're going back and forth from the edge to the top of the dome and turning the stone at the same time, just a little bit, little tiny turns. Who knows, maybe that little piece of butter will wiggle out of there somehow. I don't think it's going to, but I can wish. Actually, it's starting to show some more sort of ocean dreams in there. I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not. Do you think that's going to come out? Let's have a close look. I don't think that's coming out, which is a shame. That line right across the middle. But you can kind of see all the way down, that web goes all the way through. It's not a crack, just a web, a healed web. There's a tiny little spot right here that needs to come out. See that sandy spot right there? Alright, so I don't want to go backwards. Aye. See that little sandy spot come up on the wheel? Sorry, that line. That's that sand spot. Catching on the wheel. I gotta find it again. Sneaker, but that's at the bottom. I don't know if that's going to come out. I don't know if that's going to come out. It's got to come out. Changes the shape a little bit, so... Is he still available, Deborah? Well, I hope it was something that didn't come out of one of your collections. Right, Spa? Alright, just actually... Color's getting better. There's going to be some inclusions in this stone. There's nothing I can do about it. See how it's jelly on the side? I just need to clean up the shape here. And it is what it is. It'll still look fantastic in a setting. And actually, for me getting out of it, I mean, what I got out of that stone from the way it started, I did really well. And I will post it up in the shorts. Just to show you the before and after. I don't have my cerium on here today. Move on over. Sorry. There you go, that's better. It's not easy to have the phone in between where I'm trying to cut and me looking at the stone and looking, not that I'm whining. It is what it is. But I want you guys to be able to see the best. But at the same time, I got to see what I'm doing so I don't screw this up too bad. I wouldn't call a smith. I would say I'm silver. Not yet, Deborah. I'm working on it. And that's just time as well. I know, we've been pretty busy around the house and the family. Taking care of Toby and stuff this week, which he's doing much better. I wish they hadn't caught his hair up in their cutters or the shears that they had. They tore him up good. I feel really bad for the little guy. And yeah, but I think I've done a couple of pieces, Deborah. I think I'll be okay. I like fire. So even if I don't do the silversmithing well, I'll be playing with fire, and that's kind of cool. But no, I have, you know, I put designs on pieces of paper and stuff at work. I'm just doodling around in my head, and then I do commissions from, you know, one of the local jewelers. So I get practice at some of the harder stuff. Go the other direction for a second. So I think it's something that I'll pick up pretty quick. Oh, that's a lot of light on there. I think if we do this, does that look any better? Not really, it just makes it look more jelly. What if we do this? It's a bit better, isn't it? You can kind of see the black at the bottom that is in there. So even though it looks jelly from the side, there is actually, well, some of it is my dopping stick fish. Don't be fooled. And then if I really want to, I can always double it this, even though it's really high. I could put a little piece of black jade on the back or some obsidian on the back, just to enhance the colors popping out. Yeah, I got a regular job too, Deborah. This is my fun. So I'm hoping one day when I don't have that job that this will help my income a little bit. Right now I'm happy to make enough money to pay for the machines and pay for the material and the stones and maybe a little bit of my time. Because I'd be out here anyway. Me too, I just gotta get it all lined up. Ah, North Star. They went to shave him, and because they're probably inexperienced, or I don't know, Toby's hair is very, very soft and pretty curly, and they got his hair all tied up into the shears on the inside of his back leg. And I don't think they took the time to undo it. I think they literally just ripped it out. Which, I don't know. I don't feel good about that at all. Yeah, it makes me tear up almost. It does. I feel bad for the little guy. But he's doing good. Yeah, he's only 7.5 pounds. It's like, yeah. Well, if you listen real quick, there's some wet ones right there. Yeah, and they're like, oh, don't worry, just keep an eye on it. It may bruise. It's more than a bruise. But he's going to be fine. He's going to heal up good. They didn't make him afraid of the hair blower or anything like that, so... Yeah. Poor dude's got a hood still. I mean, the plastic hood, the funnel hood that they gave him to protect him that we came home with was like twice the size of him. So he was like, it's awful. And heavy. It was like heavy and twice as big as him. So Purple Cat sent off for a material one, which was much lighter. So at least he can pick his head up now. And yeah, good thing it's only a one-time experience. Alright, I think it looks really nice. It's a shame about that web. One last wheel. We're going to do the tiny one. Then we're going to do the little one. Yeah, he's starting to chase the cat again, and he picked up his little teddy bear this morning. I mean, he still follows Purple Cat around everywhere, so he's good. It's Opal. JV. It's a little jelly-like, but it's Opal. Sort of a dark opal rather than a black opal. Got a little bit of black in the back, but I'll show you the real one. So this is the difference between a dark opal and a black opal. There is a dark opal, a little jelly-like, and then point. That one. That gets color from all sides, and I'm going to take off that little tiny bit at some point. Okay. I think I know who's pulling that one. Gotta be careful, because on the end here is a piece of metal. I probably should have thought about that before We're just going to go to the 3000 on this one. Then we're going to get little on another opal. I'm hoping I can make it a little bit nicer than it is. Alright, let's do a dry check on this. So that's the polished dry. It does need cerium oxide on it, but it's still a pretty stone. Gorgeous. Let's get a quick picture on that one. Where do we get a picture? Right about there. Lovely. Alright, we are going to little one. Let me show you, bring you over and then I'll show you. Boring. Right about there is good. Let's go up. Hi everybody. I know you can't see anything right now, but you will in a second. So we're going little. Gotta bring that shape in just a little bit to the same thing, a little bit of a jelly, a little bit of black. I'm going to take that top off and see if I can get a little bit better color and get those little tiny sandy spots off. Oh, there's a piece of color. This one, I'm going to have to concentrate on this one. This one could disappear really quick. So, let's get you in. That's the best I'm going to do right there. I can't see a thing. So maybe I go through the camera. Just touching it really light. I gotta look at this little by little. Okay. Alright, we're gonna start trying to take the edge off. I gotta be careful because the black goes to right there. And then the color disappears. See the color? And then it disappears. So I gotta be really careful. Sammy, in fact, excuse me, but I'm gonna turn the big light on for a second, so mind your eyes. I gotta see what I'm doing. Where's that top edge? Right there. This end isn't so bad. I'm not going to be able to get much of a dome on this at all. I guess I could reorient it that way a little bit. Oh, this is tough. This is a tiny little stone, probably going to end up being about 3/4 of a carat, maybe, if I'm lucky. Poof. Right, where's my end on here? Where's this scroll? Okay. Right, this is the end I got to be careful with. Coming out slowly. That's a big pull. So I'm muttering to myself a little bit. Couple little spots left. I wish I could get that color on the whole thing. But I don't see it here, you see. Get my shape right. Yeah, opal. A little opal. Really, I'm just trying to see how can we do this? For some reason I don't have my flashlight out here, otherwise I'd show you guys. I don't know why it's not out here either. You can kind of see how it slides the potch underneath it. So the color is really good from the left-hand side, but look at the angle of the potch in the middle of the stone. I could reorient it that way, but I would end up really thin over here. There you go, that's a good look at it. You see that color there? I'd love to just turn it. Not an easy thing to do. Maybe I can get some of it. Ooh, I think I got a little bit. Got a little bit more. Nothing, look at that. Oh, cut for down the bottom. You see, look. You might be right. I might be just about pushing it as far as I can. We're going to move over to the next wheel. I did reorient it a little bit. See how Look how that stone face goes down, which means I'm going to have to bring this, take that out when I get it off the drop stick. But I think I got it. Oh, you see that in the middle? Look what I found in the middle. So I got a little extra color out of it, and that's all I can do. Yeah, I wish we could put a metal ring around me and turn me into a stud. I am a stud. Hey, George, thank you. I don't know about it anymore. So at some point I'm going to have to turn the stone over and then take that bottom corner off right there. That's going to be dangerous as dickens. But very happy. Let's get it over to the 3000 before I do any more damage. Although I did really well on this. I got all the sand out of the top, got all the little divots out of the top. Got a little extra kernel of color in the middle of it to show. So this one's going to look really nice in the sunlight. Yeah, I'm actually having to, as I reorient it, I'm actually having to work the stone with the stick at an angle, so I gotta be careful. Let's move on over. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Just here cutting some stones, some opals. We cut some turquoise already. Piece of Larimar already. Jude, Wagga Jude, welcome in. Be careful of the metal over here. You wouldn't mind doing that thumbs up. You guys have got me to my highest thumbs up ever. What a fantastic week we've had, guys. I went to my 100th live this last week. I did most watched. Go Switzerland or yeah. We're hoping. I went to Switzerland a couple of times when I was younger. Oh goodness, look at that. I think I did really well. From where we started, which was just bluey purple, I've managed to bring out a little bit of extra color in this one. So I'm super happy with that. I used to go skiing a little bit as a kid. I was very lucky to have friends that would, I'd tag along with friends and their family. So I'd go to Austria, and I've been to Turquoise, Kitzbühel. I skied down, I sideways skied down the downhill run at Kitzbühel in Austria. Wessendorf and Lausanne. Yeah, this is I mean, this is not the top, but the little, this is actually the second stone. So this and this one came from the same stone. And I'll have to put it up in a short that way, but I had to chop this piece off because there was a sand piece that went right through the middle. So this is the top stone. Maybe one of my nicest stones I've ever cut. And then this is its younger brother. Still needs a little bit of cleanup. But very happy. Actually, we'll take both. Let's take both. Use the color on both. I don't know if I can angle it right. Let's see. Right about. Look at all the little pin fire coming through. There's so many little patterns in this one. It's amazing. Try to throw opal in your face, but it's not a bad thing to have in your face. Alright, last one. This one we're going to hopefully go. Hi, Rosebud. Thank you for all the support, Rosebud. Evan, thank you. Here we go. 1, 2. So this one, the black potch is never going to come out. And the sand line's probably never going to come out. But we're going to see what we can do if we can tidy it up some. Still a pretty stone though. Needs some work. Needs a little work. I gotta look at my shape too. See how that potch goes right through the middle? I'm gonna have to go back, I think, first. No, let's do it here. Getting ahead of myself. It may take longer this way, but at least it'll be safer. I get a little impatient sometimes and want that sort of instant gratification, and I gotta be careful. So as long as I know I'm doing it, I'm okay. And sparkles. So now I'm just going around the edge. Let's see if we can get it. Trying to get a little bit of a girdle so that it can be set, so the metal can be rolled in. It doesn't have to be much on this because it's rounded on the top. Blend in the edge. So I'm just going to shape the stone as if I was going to shape the stone normally without trying to dig any extra color out, because I think I'll end up losing it. Or trying to dig that sand out, and hopefully as I go through the wheels it'll pull some of it out. That sand's always going to be there. Hey, Agate, welcome in. Right? Just rounding the edge, trying to make it even. Yeah, that's the sand line. That is not going anywhere. I think it goes right through the stone. Look at the sparkles on it. Shape. Get a little sharpie sharp right here. Thank you, Kevin. Keep on going, Kevin. You rock. Thank you. It all adds up. Like, so from lives, you don't make any money off of lives. Just so there are any channel people out there, you don't make any ad monies from a live. You only get monies from the replay and shorts and any other long form videos that you put up. Which doesn't quite make sense to me, because I think we get a lot of people that come through here that I'd love to point in the right direction as far as some of the equipment that I use, some of the companies that I use. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? Maybe somebody will make that phone call and be a sponsor or something. Just getting close on that. Look at that. Wow. I wish that potch. So that potch goes all the way through. Let's back you up. The potch goes all the way through that stone. I mean, look at that. Yeah, and it's one of the rarest, actually. Well, certain types of opal are the rarest. Not all opal. There's a lot of opal in the world. Not all of it has color. There's Brazilian, Ethiopian. You're going on the Christmas list, Kevin. You're getting in the Santa good books. Yeah. That's what I say about my lines too, so no, it's not. Oops. Alright. Game 1 is about to begin if it hasn't started already. I think it's started already. And this might be the last stone for today. We'll see. You know me, I usually end up doing 1 or 2 more. Yeah, nothing like a few lines there. So just so you know, everybody, you can go to your Google account, or you press through your Google account to buy gems. They're not expensive. So they do promote the channel, they do promote other people's channels, they help push out the video or the live, and they don't break the bank. Thank you, North Star. But it gives me a second wind, I'll tell you that. Give me a second wind. If anybody wants to add to it, I think this is the most thumbs up I've ever had in a live, so thank you. And I don't know if it's the most people, but we've had a great month. I don't even know what Venice Cuzo is, my friend. Andy? Anybody? Thank you. Anybody know what Venice Crusoe is? I have no idea. Hi, Desiree. Look at that, Desiree. It's just from the side. It's got that sand going through it. I could, I guess, if I really had to. I mean, you just leave it and cut it out. I don't think so. I could do that, but I don't think so. Working some Opal again, yes. So most of the time, Desiree, when we do the lives, I end up going to the third wheel, and then I don't end up finishing off the stones. So even after we cut those agates the other day, I came back in and polished them up. That one's really cool. And then earlier we did this one, which I think is probably spoken for. And we started a piece of Larimar. Sorry, this one's a little bit in your face. Still got some work to do on that one. And some decisions to be made on that one. Alright. Hi everybody, welcome in. If you're new to the channel, I go live on Sundays at 2, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't have my cerium on the side here today. I'm going to go up to the 3000 here. There we go. Somewhere in here. Let's do it. There we go. Sorry about that. Can I hit 250? I gotta watch out for this thing. This is metal. I should have taken it off before we started. Opal and metal do not mix. Actually, metal and stones don't mix very well. Going across the dome. I'm gonna go from the side. Edges. So I had a little video from 53 Frogs pop up the other day, and he was explaining about the cerium, that actually you want it to heat up enough where it starts catching the opal. We're not going to do the cerium today, but that was new to me. So you actually want it to almost heat up to where it turns into a clear glass-like substance that goes across the top of the stones. That's it on that one. We're going to go back one, and we're going to do one piece of turquoise, and that's going to be it. That is almost to the three. That's 3000, and it's picking up both lights really well. See, so one reflection of that light is from the phone, and one is actually from the light on the machine. I'm going to turn the one on the machine off. So, what a shame that sand is in there, but it's in there. Look at that. So you'll see that from the top. Oh yeah, thank you. Different colors from different angles. Oh, gorgeous stone. Alright. Purdy. Yep. So that's the opal for the day. Go in. Quick here. I never thought I'd have this in my fingers. Really didn't. Look at that. What? Look at that. Even the little one popped out. I think I did rather well, even if I say so myself. Thank you. Yeah. It was nerve-wracking, I have to tell you. It was quite nerve-wracking to start off with those stones. Cut one in half, and then to cut them down to this. Kudos to Justin, I have to say. He does it for a living, and he gets a lot more of them. So I'm just a little guy that happened upon these, and did rather well, and I'm really happy with my cuts, even though that, you know, this one's got the little squiggly of gray potch through it. This one has the sand going through it there, and then these two are just lovely. Lovely. Alright, I think we're going to do one piece of something. Let's go back over here. Let's do something quick. Okay. Thank you, Desiree. TP, thank you. Everybody, thank you. Thank you for being here, actually. Just for being here. I just appreciate you guys being here. Here comes some extra light. I think. And let me take a peek around. What have we got? I know we had a piece out. There it is. Aha! Australia. More Australia here. Look at that. I'm gonna carve through this. Oh. Some of it's gonna disappear, and some of it's gonna get cabbed out. Here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty cool. I'm giving away my secrets. Not really. I'm cool and a stud. I'm joking. Alright. Which side am I going to be able to keep the most of the stone? And it's going to be... I think it's going to be this side. So, I'm going to start taking it in, because either way I got to take this in. And wow, I'm gonna lose some of this stone, but it is what it is. Make sure my water's on there. Get a mask back on. I gotta find out the score here soon. Yeah. This is some Australian that I picked up a while ago. Looks like a face. Look at that. Got a nose, a mouth, and a big brain. Turquoise brain. Yes, Desiree, and they don't I'm not sure if they're really mining it anymore. But you hear that about a lot of stuff too. So. I think the turquoise is still being mined, but the veracite is not. So basically, desirate, anywhere there's like a copper mine, it's quite likely that it has the correct minerals. Yeah, I'm going to take off his nose. He's going to get a rhinoplasty and everything in a minute. Anywhere there's copper, quite likely there should be turquoise around the corner somewhere. Wait, what are you watching, Star? Star, that was yesterday. I'm not going to tell you the final score, but yeah, that was yesterday. I'm looking for the Norway-Brazil game. That's okay, Star, thank you. I think we're starting to see where we're going here. That's what I like to hear. So I have a little pool going with my friends. There's no really money, it's more pride thing. So I actually want Norway to win, but I said they were going to lose. So either way, I kind of win. I'm going to have to blend that over. So I got to look at the angle of my stone. So I have to blend this over. I was worried about this, but because it almost reaches to the top of the girdle that I'm going to have right here, most of that should be able to roll out. Exactly. But I like Holland, so H-A-A-L-A-N-D, Erling. He's actually from up in Yorkshire. Like the star, the football star, he plays for Man City star. I think he was actually born in Leeds. He was born in Leeds, I know he was born in Leeds. But he plays for Norway, and he looks like a big Viking, so it makes sense. But then having Vikings up in Yorkshire and Lancashire makes sense too. So maybe that's why I'm so tall. I am making uglier rock prettier, and it is turquoise from Australia. And I'm just going to try and roll over this dome right here so that it can be set into jewelry. That's the plan. And I'm going in pretty hard right now. I'm going to take that high side down. This stone is a little less stressed than all the other stones prior. Even the Larimar is a little stressful. It can split really easily. Alright. Bring it down. good. I have some other pieces that are a bit smaller that I could probably do it with. I'm gonna go a little more symmetrical now. So even just learning how to do a fidget in your stones is a good help. Even if you're doing it when you're not on a machine, just spinning something between your index fingers and your middle finger and your thumb gives you good practice. So look at the back on my shape. I'm a little fatty on that side, but not much. It's actually looking really good. Right about there. See how that trimmed up nicely? Like that looked really good. A little pointy down by my thumb. So I have been doing this about 5 years. I mean, I don't know if there's other things in my life that help me do this. I don't know. Like, there's always been an artist inside of me somewhere. I just never really found the outlet for it. I always thought about photography and never did it. Freckle Cat's a great photographer. And I don't know if there was sort of that youngster in me that just enjoyed picking up rocks. But I was always drawn to Opal, so, you know, just watching. Thank you, Turquoise. Alright, we got 4 more likes. I just need 4 more likes. You guys can get rid of me. I don't think I've ever reached 250 before. So what a great day. It doesn't cost anything to put a like up there. I don't ask too much either. And now we're going to move over to the middle. So I got a basic. It's soft enough that I need to move over. I mean, it's pretty rough raw right here. Got to get my lines right here. That's wrong to wrong. Sounds like a song. Wrong to wrong. And you set it to the left. Wrong to wrong. And you set it to the left. Thank you, Desiree. Star Mateo, welcome in. I gotta get rid of some of this. I like it, but it's gotta go just to get the shape right. Hey, Terrence. But that would be giving away data. I don't think everybody wants to give their data away. But I did. Thank you so much. All right, I quit. That's fantastic. What a great Sunday. I've had a really good week. I've had a really good week. Even though we had Toby going through stuff, I've had a really good week. I'm just glad I could be there for him and also for Freckle Cat at the same time. Alright. How are we looking? We're getting there. I'm a little high on this side, which sucks because it's flat over there. But it's got to go. Let me get to the same height all the way around the stone, and then I'll work on the sort of flattish dome that I'm going to have. Like that. There we go. Whew. Pull that out. I haven't seen Steven today. I hope he's alright. Well, you should probably go tell your father that you're on his phone. Because I don't want him to get into trouble. And if he gets into trouble, then you get into trouble, and I would hate that to happen. I don't know yet, Addy. I would have to look back to see the cost of my rough, which Australian turquoise is not the cheapest of the turquoises. It's not the most expensive either. But something like this, I'm looking at least 50, maybe more. It's a big stone. So, yeah, it's probably more than 50. So somewhere in that range. And it'll be finished and polished. So, let me just get the shape right. Then I gotta go around. Yeah, I mean, he's been with his family, so I'm sure they were doing fireworks and stuff too. Hi everybody, so I gotta get rid of that little sharp edge. And, well, we'll do the back on the other wheel. I gotta get rid of that sharp edge so it doesn't chip out. And then we're gonna blend this in. I got a few facets on top here, but we gotta blend them in. A little high right there. Let's do the wiggle waggle for a minute here. So yeah, as far as like cost of stones, like how much time does it take me? How much did the initial rough cost? What was the final stone when it came, you know, the size of it? Comparable to other stones on the market. But really, I can't go through yeah, I mean, they weren't crazy expensive. I don't know. Let's take a look. Do a quick search for what is that? 2.5 inch. So 30 centimeter or 3.5 centimeter. So what is that? 35 millimeter Australian turquoise cabochon. Not bad. Pretty thick too. And then and then put the RocksAlot name on it. You're looking at like $100,000. No, I don't know. Somewhere between like 50 and 100. So probably closer to the 50 than to the 100. You see, I start lowering my prices to on myself. All right, let's move over. Anu, welcome in. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, tell some of your friends that might be interested. Maybe hit that subscribe. I go live on Sundays at 2 and Thursdays at 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Star. Oh, I'm working on it. No rush. No rush. If you rush, you'll miss everything good in life. You'll go right by it. Yeah, so I'm in the middle. Well, that's for a blue turquoise stone, but then it adds a little bit because it's Australian turquoise. Just like if this was in like top grade Kingman, like top grade or Sleeping Beauty or Nakazari, or if it was top grade, you'd definitely be looking at 100 plus. Now set it in silver and you're looking at 300 just for a pendant. Oh. Terrence, hi. If we missed you the first time, we'll say hi this time. Look at this. This is nice. I couldn't really do it, but what do you say we go through all... Let me finish this one off. We finish this off? Why not? We're going to go to the next wheels. We're going to do this all the way through to the van. Even though I'm missing my football. Yeah, Terrence, I don't think we really know. No scores at 39. I got rocks, I can tell you that. Well, this is from Australia right here, X. I don't know where they find it in Australia, but it is Australian turquoise. So I imagine somewhere close to one of the copper mines. Which would be, I think, well, the mines all over Australia, but I know of a couple of copper mines in the northeast of the country, or the continent. It would be a big ring. don't have the smallest hands in the world, so this isn't the smallest stone either. But it would look pretty spectacular. Just being careful about my facets before we move on to the next 3 wheels. And take another quick look at my shape. Shape looks great. Do the edge again. Because I do not want anything chipping out at this point. Nice. Well, see, parents, you're so patient. You got that. We're all pretty patient. This looks good. Yeah, I think so too. Bam. Silver, maybe some feathers or a fern or a leaf. Alright, we are gonna go. We're gonna finish this one. And then I should be in just in time for half time. Just move on over. I'm gonna get this one finished up, so I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. Hold on, here we go. Whee! Maybe I'll do it. I don't know, I got some ideas going. Alright, so this is, what is this? This is 600 grit. I've got 38 to go to hit 300. What? I'll never make 300. Never gonna happen. $300 likes. I don't even know. I used to be happy with 3. So thank you for being here and showing some support. As I say all the time, I'd be here anyway. I just love that I get to share it with you guys, and some of you enjoy it. Thank you. I wonder, is that even possible? Is that possible? Like, if you thumbs up, nobody knows if you thumbs up or not. I do. Everybody in chat knows somebody did, but they don't know exactly who did it. It probably adds yeah, putting a thumbs up probably adds to all the other content. Like, it adds a positive to the content that you normally watch. I honestly, so this is just a personal opinion. It would look great as a ring, like somebody said. It would look great as a cuff. Like a really beautiful cuff. Like I said, once you embellish that with silver, that would look fantastic. Because this is not backed, I actually like the idea of a pendant with it. Because then you get to see both sides of it with a pendant, whereas if it's a ring, you only get to see one side. And if it's a cuff, you only get to see one side unless you pull your cuff up to show somebody. So, thank you, Zahir. Yeah, it's a good last stone to finish up with. I'm glad you're here again today. I hope you had a great weekend. Hi everybody, welcome in. We're trying the next to impossible of hitting 300 likes. We got 300 people in here. Just double tapping that extra energy to double tap would be really, really appreciated. And if not, it doesn't, you know, it's okay. I think we're having this is one of the best days ever as far as the channel, which is fabulous. We did some fantastic opals. Got those pretty much finished. Yes, turquoise, Australian turquoise. Really nice oval shape. Just going over the back just to make sure I don't have any like little saw cuts or anything. Double going on the girdle. Ooh, I don't know. I've never done a full day, to be honest. All right, half time, no score. Go Norway. So usually when we're here on here between 2 to 3 hours, we start about, I don't know, 6 or 7 stones and finish. I could probably finish one every 30 minutes probably, depending on the material. Like this one's going to be, by the time we get over to the ZAM, like if you stick around, if you give it a like and you stick around, we will go over to the ZAM and polish this one up at the end. Pretty pretty. Alright, let me just lightly go from the middle of the stone to the outside. This is the pull out. I had not planned on doing 3 hours today, but you guys are awesome, so you kind of got me stuck in here, and I'm really enjoying it, so. I think we got stuck at 271, so that's okay. 29 to go. I mean, yeah. Shouldn't be too hard. Alright, I'm getting tired. But yeah, you're not thumbs upping me, you're giving a thumbs up to, hey, Feroza would be iron, right? Ali, welcome in. Sure does, Addie. Thank you for trying, Star. Which, Star, if you have a seagull poop on your sun roof, does that mean that money's coming your way? Alright, we broke it. We broke the 71. if you don't like, hit the subscribe. I go live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. Right? Well, you, by the looks of that, it looks like you got a lot of luck coming your way. Alright, that is the back. I'm just going to go around the girdle again. I'm actually going to do, you see where it's still sharp between the girdle and the top? I'm going to go around there and just blend it, just a tiny bit. I got some water over here. I'm just going to blend it just a tiny bit. So it's not quite so sharp. Sort of the same thing that I did on the bottom, to the corner on the bottom. $27 to go. I don't really ask. 26. We are on the countdown. Alright, wiggle waggle. Uh-oh. I'm running out of power. Let me plug in here. Hope we make it. Probably should have plugged in earlier. Alright, that'll help. 222 people. That's a fantastic number right there. Like it's a lucky number. That's like 1111. Yeah, no, this one is not. I have some. I love Persian. If you get a high quality Persian turquoise, it's probably one of the best, if not the best in the world. Because there are some really pure turquoise materials that come out of the Persian area or Iranian area, and but then there's a lot that has some pyrite in there, which is the Feroza. Feroza is iron, so it's iron pyrite, which I love in turquoise. It's very messy to work with. Well, wow. That's great info right there, Addy. Thank you. We're on 22 to go. What if I show the Opal again? See, that's what I should be doing here, is I should be cutting and watching at the same time. But if I put the football game on in the background, I get mocked for using copyrighted sound. So I'm getting my updates from inside the house. 80, we're on 80. 20 to go. That would be absolutely fantastic. Call your family members, tell them to come on the channel, give me a thumbs up real quick, and then we'll leave them alone. Alright, we're going to have a quick Opal break. These are the other ones we did today. If this doesn't help give you a thumbs up, I don't know what else to do. Look at these ones we cut today too. So if you subscribe, you will get notified when I go live. And I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 2. But yeah, we did these earlier. This is from the same stone. Sorry for the Opal break in the middle of the Turquoise. And if that doesn't work for thumbs up, I don't know what else to do, so I'm good. Let's have a little sandbar going through it. It's gorgeous stuff. So even if we just did those today, I would have been super chuffed. Look at that. I'm going to take another picture just because. Alright, let's get back to what we were doing. Yeah, those are probably some of my best I've ever done. Not all of them, but some of them. I've done some really gorgeous, top quality white opals too. A couple of crystal opals. When I first started, I was just happy to get like a fleck of color out of anything. Alright, 17. We got 17 to go, and we're headed to the Zam. I got one more wheel. So we're back with the Australian Turquoise. Almost done with it. Oops, almost lost it. Go around that bottom edge. Beautiful. Oops. Put that back onto the 3000. Hopefully, right about there. Not bad. There we go. So I gotta watch out for my metal over here. I gotta remember. I don't normally have the metal on the end. It's just really good to no diamonds. Platinum is a very hard material to work with. So I plan on working with I have done silver, and I plan to use little embellishments of gold, just as accent pieces, like little gold bowls and maybe gold rope. But I'm the little guy. I do this for fun. I like to share it with everybody, and so any appreciation of the channel just really helps and keeps me going. I don't make any money off of it really, except for the jewels up the top there, super chats. And the stones that I sell. Which, if you're ever interested in a stone, I have my email down the bottom there. Just reach out to me, or you take a screenshot. I always go back and upload the live, so if you saw something in the live, just wait, I think a day or two, and you can go back and see the upload. And then just catch a screenshot and zip it over to me to that email, and we'll come together on some sort of deal of some kind. Really, I just try to pay for the material, pay for a little bit of the maintenance on my machines, and some of my time. I wish I could make a trip between Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. That's some of the best materials in the world. Alright, I got 15 thumbs up to go. Everything. They've got some beautiful aquamarines. Giant aquamarines. Thank you, Star. Alright, we're going on the final push. And we're going to go to the Zam. So this took me 25 minutes so far. We're going to go hit the Zam, so it's going to take about 30 minutes for this from rough to polished. Yeah, not only do they mine the North Star, but they also have some of the largest markets in the world that come through there. So they come in from Madagascar, Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia. Then you got most of the Middle East comes through, market comes through Pakistan too. So we have access to some of the most beautiful stuff in the world. Same. I think actually a little bit more comes through Pakistan than India. India's a pretty big, huge country as well. All right, let's go to the ZAM. We're going to turn this off. Oh, that's good to stand up. Let's move on over to the ZAM. Hopefully, I'm not going to lose it. You get corundum, peridot, emeralds, beautiful stuff. All right. Thank you, Star. Is that a seagull? All right, let's have a look. Let's get you in here. 86. We're going to make it maybe to 290. Not quite 300, but it's all good. All good. All right. Sam, let's move you over to the actual polisher. That'll help. And this is ZAM. It's a chromium aluminum oxide. 13 to go. We got about 5 minutes to get 13 likes. Can we do it? Come on, people, we can do it. Just double tap and run. We won't even know. So ZAM, chromium aluminum oxide wax, really good for phosphates. So even though I haven't finished that green one yet, we're going to do the green one too, just to see how well it polishes. 13. How close can we be? Here we go. Beautiful sound. We love to be on the ZAM machine because it means we're finishing up final polish of a few stones. Today we're just going to do these two. So just charging it a little bit. This wheel is a little bit slower than I should really have on here, so I don't like to overload it with the wax because the wax will get in all the corners and crevices that you can't hardly get it out of once you've got it in there. So let's do this one. Try the greeny weeny. I think even though I've only got this up to the 280 grit, but we're going to see what happens. I still got to go through the other three. Let's just see. Green on green, so green wax on green stone. Oh, well, thank you, Addie. I appreciate that. I hope it's okay to call you Addie. I have some family connections to Bangalore back in the day. Alright, so this is not the way you're meant to do it. This is 280. I'm going to go back and finish this up on the other three wheels in my own time, probably tomorrow. And I just wanted to see what kind of polish it got. And it's lovely. Look at that. This blows me away. I really did. I had this for 5 years. I looked at on eBay. I've had this stuff for 5 years, and because of the outside, I didn't think it was that good, and I just had it in a drawer in a box. And this came out fantastic. So, I got 1, 2, 3 people in. 287 likes, 214 rubies. What a great day. Now let's do the Australian. If you like the Australian, I can't ask anymore. I'm done. Hit the thumbs up, people. That's it. All right, let's polish this. I'm going to polish the back first. 12 to go. Who's going to be in that top 10? So we do the back first just to do a quick test. See if there's any kind of reaction between the Zam and the Turquoise. And there's a reaction, but it's a lovely reaction. Look at that. All right. Now do the edges. See, Addies are here. It's hard for me to do things through the internet. And truly know that you're going to get what you said, that truly get what you thought you were going to get. It's difficult. That's why, even for me, it's hard to source really good materials at decent prices. Centezzo, how are you? Nice to see you in. Just doing the edges. Santo, hit that thumbs up if you would. That would be really helpful. Thank you. That'll get us to 289. I almost want to polish other stuff for 20 minutes. Thank you so much. All right, now we're on the front. What? 290. Can you be one of the top 10? You got 10 to go. All right, this is pretty much it. I could go look for a couple other pieces to polish. All right, this piece should be lovely. Here we go. Australian Turquoise, nice oval cabochon. Wow, look at the polish. That is a beautiful cut. I did rather well, if I say so myself. Polish is fantastic. Love the webbing in this. 9, we're gonna have to find a couple of other stones. Let's do that somewhere. Bingo. All right, let's see if I can find a few stones with it. Oops. Maybe. Let's see what we got. Wow, we've cut a lot of stones when we're here. You know that, right? What else we got? Let's open up a bag. What do we got in here? Anything worth polishing? Ooh, that one I want to polish. No, that's not done yet. See? Nope. Nope, wrong bag. No good. This one I'm going to do just because I want to peek at it. It's not finished cutting. This was Blue Moon. So this one was actually picked up. Oh, I think we dropped everybody. But this one was RA Stoneworks. So Jeff Reifer, he went up into the mine with the